Hey guys, so I have found a new program that might be something that we want to use moving forward. So I would like to give you a brief introduction of it. It's called Photopea, Photopea, and it is a program that is definitely rivaling Pixlr. Now, what I'm going to ask of you is, after this little demonstration that you watch, you're going to see a Google form in Photoshop. Nope, you're going to see a Google form in Classroom. And what it's going to do is it's going to ask you, moving forward, do you want to use Pixlr, or moving forward, would you like to use Photopea? But in order to decide that, you have to get in here and play around a little bit. It's not that I'm giving you guys a full-blown assignment. There's nothing to be submitted. You guys are just going to play in this program and let me know which one you like better. So just to kind of show you a rundown, it is very similar to Photoshop in a lot of ways. The platform is very Photoshop friendly. Even when you save images, it saves it as PXDs, not like the PSD instead of PXDs. So anyway, moving forward. So I just hit new file, new. So if you want to start with a blank canvas, let's say that we're starting with, try the Japanese notan, try the pop art stuff, try the projects a little bit that we've done. If you do any free drawing, try that out. So right here, even just going to new project, you see where there's a width and a height. You can actually change it from pixels to inches. So again, that's a little bit more like Photoshop. It also has the presets down here, and I know for our purposes of the last projects, we've been using the Instagram, the 1080 by 1080 pixels, pixels per inch. But you can try this out. So I'm setting up the height to 8, the width to 8, and the DPI is just like PPI, dots per inch or pixels per inch, same thing. And I usually use 300. That's that resolution. Background contents white, and then I'm going to go to create. These over here, these are all pre-existing templates. So if you wanted to create a poster or something with an already existing design on it, you can use one of those. But I'm just using a normal one. So you have your layers window on the right here. You have your histories and swatches on top here. You could minimize them by hitting these little brackets up on top. I haven't really explored it enough to kind of get rid of things, but you can certainly play around. But you have layers. We haven't explored channels and paths at all. Don't need to know that. A new layer, so if I wanted to create a new layer, the button is down here. The trash can is over here, very similar to what we had in Photoshop. The toolbar is on the left. The menu bar is on top. So again, if I wanted to do the project maybe with the pop art, I'm going to go to File and New, Open, and I'm going to find one of the pictures that I was using. So you can see the tabs are right above the blotter, and if I click on each tab, I can go to the different pictures. So what this allows me to do is this allows me to drag this up into the new project tab and drag it down, just like how Photoshop had. So it'll allow me to change the size, but I got to watch out for the stretching. So that area that if I wanted it to keep the proportion is this equal sign right in between the height and the width. Click on it right there. And so just get it to the right size. So if you wanted to change the color of the background, you have the paint bucket tool. And if you hit the letter G will take you to the gradient tool. And if I hold down, if I keep pressing on here, it'll show me that the paint bucket tool also shares a button with the gradient. So there's the lasso tool, and then you have all of your attributes on top, add to selection, subtract from selection. So anyway, so if I wanted to change the background, I'm going to go down below, and the top one is the foreground color. So if I wanted to change the color of the background, I can do that and dump the color. And so again, I could set this up. It gives me the middle. I like that. If I wanted to make a duplicate, I can hold down my Alt Control or Alt Option. Yeah, Alt Option. It should allow me to do. Oh, it's waiting for me to commit. I see. Oh, I have to be on the Arrange tool or the Move tool. And if I held down my Alt Option button, it allows me to make a copy really quick. So now I don't know if it has the color, let's see, the color, what was it called? Yeah, color range? Yeah, that's not it. So I would have to figure out how I could change the color. Oh, here we go, color lookup, it's right here. So you go to adjustments and it's down in color lookup. So, oh, this is different. Ah. Oh, these are just different color. Interesting. Okay, so we're not using color lookup. So honestly, I would just go back to Command U. Haha. So remember the hue saturation. And you can certainly change the colors that way. But if you find different ways to change the color, go for it. So that's those are just a couple of things that you can do. You have a filter gallery. It's not as big as the filter gallery in Photoshop. You have, oh, let's do the thing with Japanese notan that we were doing. So I'm going to make a shape. I go to the new layer button down on the bottom left. And I'm going to dump a color in. But before I do, I'm going to change it. So I'm going to use the paint bucket, dump the color in. Oh, I see, it didn't let me change the color. So right now I have green on green. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to dump the color in again. Bam. Command D gets rid of the marching ants. So now it's just a matter of getting this in the center. Can you hear my stomach growling? My stomach's growling. Okay, so I'm going to cut a piece off, just like how we did with the Japanese notan. And again, now, Command X, oh, Control X. I am using a Mac, so it's Command, but Control for you guys, and Control V will paste it. The only difference is it doesn't move it to the center. It literally just cuts and pastes it in the same spot. And so now I'm looking for, if I'm in the Arrange tool, I'm looking for a way that I can flip it. So it's in Edit, and I go to Transform, and I'm going to flip horizontally. Okay. So you can certainly do the same thing. Go back to Layer 1. I think that this allows me to see things better than Pixlr, at least on my end. I don't know. Maybe you have a different opinion. So as I said, you are going to play around with the different tools, whether or not you try to redo a little bit of the projects that we've been doing, or you can just like free draw and just get a feel of what you might want to, you know, what you like. I'm sincerely curious. I have a plan, you know, of my own to do. Like, I have in my head what I would prefer, but I don't want to really share it with you too much. I'm good with either one, so I do want your opinion. Okay, that's the only thing I'm going to need you to do. Play around with this. Let me know what you think as far as, are you thinking that you want to use this or that you want to use Pixlr? And then I'm going to leave a spot for you to make any comments that you want. Okay? Hey, everybody, Have a great spring break. I wish everybody lots of health and happiness. Please stay safe. You know, do the right thing, make good choices, hang in there. We will get through this. We will end up coming out here, you know, in full force. We will prevail the whole bit. But most importantly, do a little something for yourself in this next week. You know, don't worry so much about the assignments and stuff like that. Don't worry. Just, you know, read a book, binge watch something, go for a walk, do something on your own, do a little project at home. But, you know, focus on yourself a little bit this week. And then we will regroup on the 20th. So please, by the 20th, try to get this form done if you could. All right? Have a good one, guys.